everybody, and welcome back to Teacups and Blossoms. My name is Becky, and today I'm going to be doing a review on licorice and peppermint tea from Teapigs. I recently got an awesome sample box of teas from Teapigs, and the first tea that I decided to try, and so far the only tea that I've tried, is the licorice and peppermint. So I was not slightly nervous, but I didn't really know what to expect from this licorice and peppermint. Actually, I was expecting not to like it because I don't like licorice in any shape or form unless it's red licorice. But then again, I don't really think there's any flavors of licorice left in it. So each of these little boxes comes with 2 tea temples inside. So you open it up, and then there's like this plastic bag. Inside is a little tea temple. So you open it up, let's move that. You open it up, and it kind of looks like a little temple. This is what it looks like. Yay! And the tea is not exactly what I thought. It looks just like green tea with maybe some lemongrass inside. I don't really know. The reason I got this tea is because out of all the reviews I've read / watched on YouTube, every single person says, even if you don't think you like licorice, you need to drink this tea. So, obviously, they were talking to me. So, plus just the name sounds interesting, so I got some. Can we just take a minute and just go, wow. This tea completely blew my mind. It boggled it. Like, every time I took a sip of this tea, I just had to sit there and just be like, wow. And I would just be speechless. So, I don't have that many notes on it because there's just no words to describe the amazingness of this tea. So, when I first smelled the tea bag, the first thing I always do when I open up a new tea is I smell the tea leaves. And all I can really smell is the peppermint. That's about it. And so I was like, well, maybe the licorice root will come out when I steep it. And so I steeped it in hot water, and the tea still smelled like peppermint. And I was like, well, this might not be so bad. It's probably just like a peppermint tea, okay. So I took a sip, and I held the liquid in my mouth, and all I tasted was peppermint. And I was like, well, this isn't so bad. I could do this. But as soon as you swallow it, your mouth, like, explodes in this sweet kind of flavor. I wouldn't say it tastes like licorice. I mean, that must be what licorice root tastes like, but it didn't taste like black licorice to me at all. If I could describe the taste in color, it's like you put it in your mouth like this browny green, and it's nice and subtle and refreshing, but as soon as you swallow it, your mouth like explodes in pink, and it's just like all over your mouth. It is the weirdest thing. And so I was like, well, maybe the longer I hold liquid in my mouth, the more the liquid will taste like the peppermint. So I took a sip, and like I just had this mouthful of tea, just in there, holding it in my mouth, and it would not get that sweet flavor. All I could taste was the peppermint. But then again, as soon as I swallowed it, it's just like the sweetness just explodes in your mouth. It's kind of like a sweet, cough syrupy kind of flavor. When I first took a sip, I was just like, oh, this is good. This is good. And I couldn't stop drinking it, but I was trying to go really slow because I only have 2 tea temples. But I was like, it's so good. But by the time I got to like the end of my mug, I was like, this is really sweet. Like, I almost couldn't stand anymore. I was very close to dumping it out, but I was just like, you know what? I will save it for later when I'm kind of over the sweetness. And it's actually really good cold as well. So that made me happy. I think that this tea would be really good when you're trying to curb your cravings. That was really hard to say. Like, you're really wanting the ice cream, or you're really wanting your candy, or other sweet cake, cookies, whatever, like any sweet kind of desserty items, and you're just like craving it. I think this tea would just curb those cravings, just like wipe them out. Because by the end of the mug, you're like, yeah, I've had enough sweetness right now. I kind of need something savory. But, oh, it is so good. This is also probably the smoothest tea that I've ever had from any companies. A lot of teas, like, they're smooth and they're nice and they swallow easy. But a lot of teas kind of leave this, like, dry patch, like, at the very back of my throat. It, like, makes it hard to swallow and almost makes me more thirsty. But this tea just, like, glides down your throat, and it's so smooth and silky. It doesn't leave any of that, like, dryness in your throat or your mouth. It's so good. I definitely give this tea 5 stars, and it's up there on my top favorites. I need to get more really, really soon. Yes. So if you couldn't tell, I highly recommend the licorice and peppermint tea from Teapigs. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video and your day has been full of tea and happiness. I will see you next time. Bye!